Well, hello there, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm gonna be channeling some messages for the collective. I was not anticipating this video to be out, but felt inspired, so might as well get into it. I don't even know what we're gonna be talking about or what the title of this video is gonna be just yet, but yeah, I'm very happy to be vibing and see what Spirits wants to share with us today. So if that's something that you're willing to take part in, well, make yourself at home, make yourself comfortable, enjoy the ride, yada yada yada, and let's get right into it. So yeah, I just said I don't know what we're gonna be talking about, so we're gonna be seeing. I already feel that some oracle cards are going to be necessary. I'm gonna bring them out later. But let's see. So Spirit, why this what feels like a last minute message? Like, there's a sense of urgency here, but not in a bad way, as in, oh my god, we need to tell you something before like things goes like shit hits the fan. But it's more like it's something that is really important for you to know right now, because it would definitely help you navigate better. They would, yeah. So let's see, we got this Four of Cups, the Six of Swords, so we're already in for a great start. These two ones wanted to come out. Whoop. This one as well. What do we go? Okay, I think it's a bit of a end of the year message. This message is gonna be relevant for wherever you find this video, even if it's not when I post it. But it kind of feels like an end of the year message for those of you who are watching it as I'm recording it, like late 2024. Yeah. I'm gonna bring up already some oracle deck. This one wanted to come out. I already felt it. Another one, this one. Huh. Let's see. Yeah, I'm taking it slow today for, again, no clue what we're talking about, so this one I'm gonna be shuffling after, and this one too. Yeah, I can feel it's a bit of a deep message. Is whoop the camera. I mean, smash the camera with the oracle deck, to be more precise. There's definitely a feeling of regret here. I'm not gonna lie. It's like the feeling I'm getting is for a collective. I wouldn't say like as the collective, but this message will resonate with those who find this video. But I'm not sensing that it's like for the collective of humanity and all of that. It's more like for those who find it, myself included. Yeah, a feeling of non-achievement, I feel. Yeah, it's almost like a regret for this year, as in things not turning out the way we wanted them to. Like, I know for myself, it's been like this season felt like it has been lasting for a few years already, at least 3 on my behalf. But the other peeps that we got on this video is definitely, yeah, this feeling of it feels like grieving a lot, withdrawing and processing a lot of emotions. Yeah, it's definitely not for the collective. This one is definitely for those for whom it's for those who found this video, I'd say. But there's the feeling of, you know, like us just coming into a year with a new year. I'm gonna take 2024 as an example, as it's December 2024 as I'm recording this video. Where we entered a new year like with a lot of optimistic new resolutions of things we want to accomplish, and by the end of the year we realized that actually things didn't turn really out the way we would have hoped them for. Yeah, it didn't turn out the way we hoped it to. And there's like almost a deep feeling of lingering feeling of non-accomplishment, of, well, I feel like I did nothing this year. And honestly, yeah, it kind of feels painful in the chest here. But yeah, So like, to be honest, the Four of Cups and the Six of Swords, even the Seven of Pentacles to some extent, although it also is related to something else here. It's like, wait, if I hold them this way, yeah, there you go, you can see them better. There's this feeling of like one walking with a lot of pain in their chest and having withdrawn for the longest time because they just were walking with this pain in the chest alone. As in, they couldn't really express it to anybody. Yeah, it really feels like someone walking on their own with their pain. And yeah, if that's your case, if you're here, well, I'm sorry for that, definitely. For that's not a fun experience. But yeah, it feels like lingering emotions which have been here for a very, very long time, and just someone who's gone through it, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Someone who's had it tough. And not only recently, I'm just sensing like someone who's got a atypical kind of start in life, and someone who's gone through it, definitely. And I feel that, yeah, this year there's been a lot of emotions, honestly, a huge purge of emotions. And now we reach the end of the year and it feels like, well, we're not anywhere done. And it feels kind of kind of heavy. Hello, little fly. The Six of Swords deals with moving on. And I can tell that it's been, for those watching this video, it's been a theme this year, definitely. But it feels like, yeah, there's just this, it feels like almost helplessness of it just never coming to an end. It's like walking with emotions and just never seeing the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And yet, again, not a very happy point. And the Seven of Pentacles, in this context, it also gives us like the feeling of like sacrificing our present for the future, in the sense of, yeah, I'm just gonna, because we're walking with, because you may be walking with some difficult emotions, you may typically be the kind of person who likes to cope by evading their body, evading the present moment, which is okay. As uncomfortable as it is, we know why it's being done. We know what's going on there. We can feel. And as uncomfortable as it is, again, it's like, it's completely understandable. And so there's just this feeling of, I'm just not so willing to live my present moment, but I'm willing to put in the work so as to hope for a better future. But it kind of still feels the idea of sacrificing the present then, of not really enjoying life. And that is not real fun. Yeah, definitely. But what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing more precisely is like, this is how we've been experiencing it. And I definitely feel that this is more of a video that's going to be finding people who are walking with this kind of cycles in a moment where they feel a little bit of a low. Because I can tell that's not the whole truth. It's like, I would say it's almost a quarter of the truth. It's like, yes, there has been a lot of pain, but Spirits is here to lend us a broadened perspective, as in, yes, you know your story better than anyone else. Yes, you've gone through it. Yes, it's been tough. And these last months have not been necessarily the most pleasant that you may recall, because there may have been a lot of emotions coming up to the surface, and just the universe facilitating these emotions coming up to the surface through, like synchronistic events to trail them out, which aren't necessarily all that pleasant. Like pain is involved, obviously. That's how we learn, that's how we grow. But yeah, with this strong withdrawal, this sensation of not really being in the present. And as Jesper is saying, is like, this is true, but it's only a part of the truth. When we're feeling in the low, when we're feeling in these emotions, it feels like that's all we've got, whereas that's not true. First of all, we're invited to notice the Seven of Pentacles, which is, how much have you grown? Sure, what you have been doing with these emotions and how you've been growing through them, it sure is, like, you may argue, an investment in yourself, because it is you betting on your happiness, is like you wanting a better emotional state for yourself. And that is, I mean, do you know how many people do that in our species today? Not a lot. It's like it's more and more common, but definitely not the norm yet. And that is, first of all, one thing to realize, like how far you've come actually. Please take the time to compare yourself to who you used to be at this exact moment 1 year ago. At this exact date you're watching this video on, 1 year ago, what was your life like? And who did you used to be? And please be honest with yourself, realizing that you are a completely different person. Okay, sure, you may not be exactly pinpoint where you wished you would be by this time. Yes, okay, sure. But you are a completely different person, and for the better, and this you cannot argue. So that is one thing that is asked to be recognized, first of all. It's like, sure, there is a pain, there is a bit of pain, there is pain coming through, but this does not reflect the whole point. This doesn't reflect the whole situation. There is the need to acknowledge that, yes, sure, but my God, have you grown a lot. And again, you know your story better than anyone else. Being honest with yourself, you can see how tremendously changed you are and you've been in the time frame of a year. There you go. It only took you a year to do what most people do in a few decades. Are you aware of that? Please see that. Please accept it. It's not a matter of being humble or anything. It's a matter of actually being honest with ourselves. The work that you have done, that which you have purged, that which you have seen, that you've crossed over, that which you have discovered about yourself, are things that a non-negligible amount of people nowadays quit this life without having done. You, by today, know yourself much better than some people will ever know themselves in their lives, and that only in the lapse of a year. That is worth recognizing, first of all. I'm hearing, and second of all, is these two cards, the Strength and the Emperor. Big energies. We got the Major Arcanas. There they are. The Strength card is, well, quite literally strength. Although I kinda love the depiction in this deck. If I bring it closer, yeah, you can see it's like there is a monster at the feet of this figure that has even a few arrows stuck in their skin, a big lizard, a big snake. And on top of that, you got the figure who's like breaking the arrows, putting an end to the war. And that I find to be a beautiful depiction of the card of strength, because it really gives almost a new meaning. That is like, there is quote unquote two types of strengths. There is the unaware strength, which is the one who will be at war with their enemies. And then there is the other kind of strength, which is literally up for you to judge which one you prefer at this point, which is the one that recognizes that the monster isn't evil and that there is no point for a war. It's the strength that chooses love over fear. Which one do you prefer? I think that if you're watching this video, the answer is pretty darn obvious. But that's very much what you've been doing this year. And that's another thing that is asked to be recognized, is like, sure, your physical reality, since it's very much what you're pondering about at this moment, your physical reality may not have been moving as much as you hoped it would have. However, the person that you are, who you are within, you've been displaying this all throughout this year. The strength, the ability to be willing to face the quote-unquote inner demons. Recognize that those inner demons are just reflections of you that you have discarded a long time ago, realizing that these demons are not here to harm you, that these demons are not evil, that these demons are bearing your face, that these demons are you. There are no demons, but you gotta be willing and strong to go within and realize it. Not everybody does that. Are you aware of it? There is a huge call for awareness, as in you feel you are discarding a lot of what you've done and you're feeling not so confident about so much that you've done, but it's like people perhaps were not aware of what you've been doing this year. And so you haven't had the mirroring of someone seeing what you've done and telling it to you. So I guess that if you need a video, this is your time. This is our time to to get this mirroring. It's like, do you actually fluffing realize the amount of work that you have done this year? Do you actually realize how much you've changed? Do you realize that what you have done in a year is what people do generally in several decades? Have you got any fluffing remote clue of how much you've done, of how much you've grown, and how freaking strong you are? It takes great strength, and I mean great with a capital G at this point. Take great strength to do what you've done this year. Not many do that. So, of anything, congratulate yourself. Definitely. It's like, sure, there are still some emotions coming through, but if you were to be honest with yourself for a second and even use Spirit's perspective, if it helps you reaching a little bit of a state, a little bit of a more honest and a little bit of a more objective state when it comes to yourself, and see that which you've done for what you have done, that is beyond impressive. There are no words to describe that which you've done this year. That is incredible. And the strength that you have displayed and that it takes to do what you've done is immeasurable. There are no words to describe that. So yeah, you can go around complaining about the fact that, oh my god, I feel so bad about myself because I still got these emotions coming through. But I'm hearing a very funny message. It's like, have you realized that the more time passes and the more people are just blankly staring at you in the street? This is something that you feel, I'm sensing. Yeah, I know that you feel that. You have seen that. You tend to catch people's emotions, and you may be yourself full of doubts, and you may be yourself with identifying with a low self-esteem, and you may not understand why you're catching people's attentions, or perhaps they're into you. You shine freaking bright. It's like you may not be confident about yourself, but the self-awareness that you have, the person you have grown into, the intimacy that you have developed with yourself, although this is obviously, we understand, something that you're still meaning to go well beyond. We won't stop until absolute unconditional self-love. But even then, right now, at this moment, just looking at how things are for what they are, the level of intimacy that you have developed with yourself and the subtle confidence, deep confidence that comes with it is something that does not go unnoticed. And you have seen that. You know that that you are a head turner. Of course, some people notice your charm, notice these things, because the more you know yourself, the more you glow up and blah, blah, blah. These are also things that you're aware of. Another thing is animals stare at you, people stare at you. Why is that? Because you shine. And this light that people see you in, that you're not currently objectively seeing in, that you're not, wait, that you're not currently objectively seeing yourself in, there you go, better. Well, I forgot the sentence I was trying to make. It's like this light that people see you in is not something that you can make up. It is incredible. There are no words to describe that. This level of confidence are things that people can only draw while staring at. Is something that people can only dream of. Why? Because not many have the strength to actually put in the work, to actually be brave enough, strong enough to get to know themselves and choose love. Not many would be strong enough to get to know themselves. Many people would just content themselves with self-improvement, which is a very funny message that I channeled today earlier, as in self-improvement. A lot of people, especially the masculine, gets obsessed with self-improvement, especially in the countries where spirituality hasn't really matured enough and is still perceived like this new age movement. A lot of self-improvement. Everybody talks about self-improvement. till the day you realize that people get obsessed with self-improvement because they're trying to fix themselves, because they're not happy with who they are. Once they realize that, they start actually accepting themselves for who they are, the self-improvement word disappears. Now it's not self-improvement anymore, it's just act of self-love. I'm doing this, I'm eating healthily, not so as to improve myself, but because I am aware of how good it makes me feel. It's self-care, it's not self-improvement. And that's the point. It's like, do you realize how aware you are of deep fundamentals of our experience, deep fundamentals of life? But no, I feel like I haven't done anything. God damn. What? And the Emperor card. I love that card because throughout my reading this year, I've seen like the Empress popping left, right, and center. The Emperor, we haven't seen much. I haven't seen much. The Emperor is... Here, I'm really getting this idea that it's the perfection of the masculine and the understanding, the wisdom, the knowledge of the masculine. It's like the wisdom that you have acquired this year about yourself and the subsequent, it's a word in English, right? The subsequent mastery over your frequency that you have acquired by virtue of becoming more aware of yourself has no value for how expensive it would be. It's like none can afford how expensive is what you developed this year. The mastery of your own frequency, that has no value. And that is also something to recognize. It's like the confidence that radiates from you from within. Not something that perhaps you may be completely willing to let out, not something that you may be very comfortable with. This self-awareness, this self-understanding, this self-love, and this mastery of your own frequency and the confidence that comes with it, again, it's like, it's mind-boggling. No wonder people would be staring at you in the street, because we sense it. We may not see it, but we sense it. That's all energy at the end of the day, baby. It's like what you have developed this year is not what you set out your mind to do. It's not it. You had intentions of, I'm gonna start going to the gym, I'm gonna start eating healthily, and blah, blah, blah. And some of them you have done, some others you haven't. But what has happened this year is you have completely transformed from the ground up. And that which you have, quote unquote, acquired, you didn't acquire anything of anything, you just allowed yourself to be more of yourself. But this process that you have gone through and what it yielded for you in your life is infinitely valuable. Again, it's something that people can only dream of, something that people will take multiple lifetimes to develop. You did it in a year. Congratulations. This video is not for everybody. I'm sensing that the majority of the people on this call are actually old souls, what we call old souls, people who are capable of transmuting absurd amounts of negative energy in such a short amount of time. It's like, that's my group of transmuters, these are my shapeshifters, these are my like high-level energy workers. But today we have high-level energy workers, we still ignore it. We still is like, are you sure? Really? I mean, you know yourself, right? You know it. What you've done this year is impressive. It's just that because you have been working with these feelings alone and no one has mirrored this to you that much, you haven't fully grasped the extent of what you've done. You will come to realize in due time. People will mention it. You will see many manifestations of people saying like, oh my god, how did you do that? And then realizing that the person who asked it is actually years away from being able to do what you have done. Why? Because it takes a lot to do it. It takes a lot of self-awareness. Okay, whoop the camera. What do we got here? Some oracle cards for the future. Okay, so seems relevant, seems a little like necessary, apparently. Well, these are powerful cards coming up. One last one. Yep, thank you. So what do we got? We're gonna keep those ones for later because they're not gonna be enough space on camera. It's like we got 2 references to love and romance, and what I'm hearing is like life felt tough lately. It has felt real tough. I'm not gonna lie. And this was of great service for you because it really did help bringing out all of these emotions, all of this negativity, and that like propelled you forward tremendously when it came to you getting to know yourself. Back to like these 2 cards that we were discussing about. What I'm hearing is that this period is coming to an end. The reason why it was happening this way, it was because of your intention to be closer to your dreams. You wanted something better for yourself. You wanted to be someone who feels even better than you do today feel. Well, you've been served. Your prayers have been answered. That's why it has been unfolding this way. What I'm hearing is like all of the work you have done, my God, will you see the results of it? And you won't regret it. And you will understand that it was completely worth it. And you will see the sheer distance that there will be between you and the people you used to hang out around. It's not a matter of saying someone's better or worse, not at all. Someone got their life perfectly, their experience as perfection, as what they are here to explore, but you will notice that you're not on the same level. You're not vibrating at the same level. None is better, none is worse. Okay? An elevated vibration is not better, but you will notice that it's not the same. What I'm seeing is that we're in for like new cycles, a new season. It's like this card is definitely, yeah, just showing me like much, I guess both. It's like such easier season of life opening up, but like one where we start indulging in pleasures, start indulging on things that don't necessarily mean anything very deep, because we've been doing a lot of very deep work, and here it's like we ain't go like very deep. Like this card is not deep, not gonna lie. It's like, oh yeah, having a little fun with romance here and there, and partaking in, I don't know, bodily pleasures and things like that. It's like, it's fun, and that's it. There is no worry behind it. And on this side, we got just the experience of just being at peace within, and that's it. It's like no more thinking and worrying and anxiety and sleepless nights, and just, you know, like life feeling simple, honestly. Believing the impossible. This card also wants to come through. Confidence, yeah, confidence coming through. Like believing the impossible, the blue moon, I like that. It's just, I'm hearing that we will see very soon why we've been in this season of our life that felt so tough. We will understand that this was purposeful, that this was meant to be, and we will understand why it happened, and we will see the manifestation, the payoff, so to speak, of the work. It's like you are a completely different person. Well, guess what? Completely different state of being means completely different experience. You know, law of attraction and yada yada yada, law of mirroring, whatever you call it. Your life cannot be the same if you are not the same. And this is something that you will understand the meaning of very, very, very soon. And it's gonna blow your mind, honestly. It's like the things that will happen and manifest will be so far away from anything you had ever expected and thought you want. But it's gonna be so much better in any way. It's gonna blow your mind. Literally. So yeah, this is something to like look forward to. Got 3 last cards. They appeared in this order. What do we got here? Carlos Angel, Cry for You. Multiple messages actually coming through these 3 ones. The 2 first one are like quite strong, quite intense cards. But to me, it just gives me like coming out of this coming out of. It's not the word doesn't describe the situation. It's rather like letting go of the powerlessness, the helplessness, letting go of all the pain that we may have endured throughout the years, gaining back the joy, gaining back the colors, finding ourselves again, and finding ourselves, unveiling the true self, which we had like the Aquarius. The Aquarius energy is very much about this. It's about like unveiling the truth, unveiling your true self, being your most wacky, weird self. Pluto just moved into Aquarius. And that's very much what we're up for. It's like unveiling who you truly are, which was the main purpose of this year, honestly. Unveiling who you truly are and watch the magic unfold, seeing how your life is aligning to be one that reflects who you truly are, which is a life that you truly enjoy, not a life that you get by with, not a life that is okay, I guess, not a life that is half pleasant, no, a life that you truly enjoy. Why? Because it matches someone who is truly themselves. So yeah, that is quite a deep message. It felt like quite urgent. I better understand why, because we're talking about some heavy feelings still. But yeah, thank you so much for having shared space with me today. That was interesting to say the least. I don't know how many people are gonna stumble upon this video because it didn't feel like it was aimed for everybody, but hey, if you're here, I'm happy. I'm happy that you were here. I'm happy to have spent some time with you. Let me know in the comments how it went for you, if it resonated. Pretty sure it did, but still, I'd love to connect. And yeah, please like and subscribe to the video if you enjoyed it. That would support me tremendously, mean the world to me. But yeah, till then, I'm going to be seeing you in my next video. Until then, your task, if you're seeing this in 2024 or whenever you're seeing this video, your task is to take the time to do a bit of a reality check with yourself, being honest with yourself and how far you've come, because that seems absolutely necessary, okay? I love you to death. I'm gonna see you then. Bye.